Hello, Westminster Presbyterian Church in Snellville, Georgia. My name is Jason McLeod. Coming to you from Albany, Georgia, just a little bit down the road. Here in my home, actually in my office, making this video for you guys. I was hate that I couldn't get it worked out where I could come up, but hopefully sometime in the near future I can come see you guys and hang out. Just wanted to talk to you a few minutes this morning about as you prepare to hang out with your discussions and fellowship. Just a couple things. One, they asked me how did I get in facing the giants, and then also about the death crawl for the first couple questions. And I had to be very honest, when Alex and Stephen Kendrick came forward to tell us about facing the giants, the only thing that really interested me at all was that it was about a football team and a bunch of football players, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. I could go try out, not necessarily for a part, but maybe just one of the football players. You know, football players have to have, parts in football movies to make it work, and I thought, if I could just go out there and knock some folks around, that'd be fun, because I like to do that, but didn't have an inkling of a clue how God would use that in such a powerful way to advance the gospel around the world. But I didn't know either how God would use it so effectively and so personally in my own life. Not as Brock Kelly, this football guy, but as Jason McLeod, the guy that was really playing his own life. And God got my attention in that, and also the death crawl and how it's created so many opportunities to share the gospel and to do things that I'm passionate about, and not only spiritually, but also how it challenged me physically. I guess it was the hottest day of the summer back in May and June of 2004. We called it the Death Shoot Day because it was so hot. We were all drenched, and but it was ridiculous, and it took us actually 3 hours to get that whole scene. And a lot of people ask me, did you really do that? And I'll say yes and no. No, we didn't do it all at one time. We did it for 3 hours over and over and over, 10, 15, 20 yards at the time. So we calculated it up, and it was about 250, 60 yards altogether that we compiled together. But anyway, on another note, just after that, I went off to college, and I was going to play college football and go live my dream and do this thing that I love to do. But something changed. Like I said, on a very personal level, God really challenged me about, I know who I am, and I know who I want to be, and I know that I have goals and ambitions for my life, and I've never really done anything bad in my life. Done a lot of good things, and God, it's kind of my time to shine, kind of my time to do the things I love to do and am passionate about. But God kind of started changing my perspective on that. That's the thought I want to leave with you before I end this video is, Scripture communicates in Colossians 3:23 that says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, is working for the Lord, not for men. And I started to break that down. I thought, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. I can do that. I can work hard, and I've always been goal, minded, and been encouraged by my parents, my teachers, coaches, mentors, grandparents, you name it, to do my best and to leave nothing out there and give it everything you've got. But the second part of that verse is what really challenged me. Work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for men. And that's what really started to change my perspective. I remember reading earlier in the chapter in Colossians 1, that 1 around verse 16, where it says, all things were made by him and for him. And it's talking about the supremacy of Christ. And not only that we were made by God, that we were made for God. We were made by him and for him, to make it, again, a little more personal there. And that's when everything started to click, and it was like God said, Jason, you can do great things, and I've equipped you to do great things, but even if you steer away from the bad choices and the bad areas in life, and you steer toward the good things, that's great. But whatever you do, whether in word or deed, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all to the glory of God, and again in Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men. And I guess just the question is, what motivates you to do the things that you do, whether good or bad or ugly or anything in between? And what it's one thing to be passionate about something, but what's the underlying factor? What motivates you to do those things? They told me to keep it around 4 minutes max. Here I am, 5.5 minutes, closing in on 6, so I'll wrap it up. But I love you guys. I hate that I couldn't be there, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks.